You probably clicked on this title or clicked on this video like, the fuck, what is this guy on the camera talking about? In order to be a profitable trader, stop trying to make money. You're in your mind, you're like, the reason I got into trading is to make money. That's the reason, that's the sole purpose we all do this. Is for the money. We're trying to make as much money as possible. We're trying to go to the moon. We're trying to hodl whatever and go to the moon. We're trying to become rich. And that my friend is 100% the wrong mindset that won't make you successful. That's why 95, 97, 90, whatever percent nowadays are not successful, because they get into it for simply the outcome. They're just outcome driven. This is a game. This is a game, right? Trading is a game of probability. Trading is a game of putting yourself in the best situations in order for said outcome to happen. It's more so about the process of getting there rather than the actual outcome, right? So there's this book called Trading in the Zone. I'm gonna explain to you how you can be consistent, how you can be profitable. I'm gonna explain to you, but rule number one is stop chasing the profits. But there's this book. It's called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. I listened to the audiobook, didn't actually read it because I drive a lot, so I was like, let me throw this on. I talked about this book before. But in this book, they talk about each trader, right, having an edge. And they compared it to a casino, right? If you go to any casino, right? Casinos make a ton of money, right? Consistently. Casinos consistently make tons of money. But occasionally they'll give out some money to a jackpot winner. Say someone wins 20K on some slot machine. Okay, they give that away. Maybe someone wins 50K on blackjack. Okay, they give that away. But consistently overall, a casino is always has the advantage on you. Always. A casino always has an advantage on you. The player, the person walking into the casino does not have that edge. They don't have the advantage. The casino, after it's a after X amount of numbers, X amount of people entering the casino, they'll always end up being up. And you know why? Because the casino has an edge, whether it be on blackjack, roulette. The casino always has an edge. But let's convert that back to the trading world, right? The trader has an edge as well. That edge is your strategy. That edge is, for me, I like to trade support, resistance, and typically trade if it breaks pattern, or I like to trade within that support and resistance range. That's my edge. But occasionally, right? Occasionally, I won't make money. And that's like the casino giving away their jackpots to some random guy playing blackjack or whatever, roulette or fucking slots. They'll occasionally give money away. They'll occasionally lose money, right? The casino will lose money. But overall, if you look at it, the casino is always going to be up. And the same concept applies to trading. Overall, successful traders have a set strategy that if you maintain that strategy, you can't be bouncing around from, oh, let's start doing this, and then, oh, this strategy didn't work, so let me start doing that, and let me start doing this, start doing this. You need to find something that works for you, whether it's support resistance, whether it's breakouts, whether it's reversals, whether it doesn't matter. That's up to you to decide. You need to figure that part out. You need to figure out your strat on figuring out your edge. But how does that relate? I touched on how it relates, but like, why am I bringing that up? If you continue to use that strategy, here's the key. Here's the key, right? You have the strategy, whatever. The thing is, you have to be disciplined to that strategy. You have to follow it like to a T. Follow it to a T. Occasionally, you'll have your losers. But if you follow it, say your risk to reward or reward to risk or whatever, however you call it, say for every trade you place, you have 1% to the downside and you have 3% to the upside. So your risk to reward is 3 to 1. If you follow that precisely, say, okay, the most you'll lose is $25 and the most you'll make is 75. So if you follow that to a T, all you need is one trade out of the 3 to break even. So say I hit my 75, right? My first trade goes well. It hits my take profit at that 3 to 1. I hit the 75. The next trade, right? I lose. Okay, I lose 25. And then the following trade, all right, I lose 25. You're up, actually. You're not even break even. You're up 25 there because you won the first trade. You're up 75. You lost the second, or you're down to 50. Then you lost the third. You're down to 25. You are up $25 in that scenario because your risk to reward was 3 to 1. You see how that works? That's your edge. You don't need every trade to go your way. Just like the casino doesn't need to win every hand of whatever blackjack or every spin on roulette. All they need is an edge. And that edge, in our case, is our strategy. So we'll talk strategy a different video, but you need to focus more on your strat, but following it and maintaining that edge. Because if you're just bouncing around, you're not following your risk to reward, you make 20 here, then you lose 70 here, then you make 10 here. Like, you're just doing a bunch of random shit. If you look at my previous videos, I'm pretty much making the same amount of money in each video. There was one day I made a little bit more, but I'm pretty much making the same amount of money in each video because I have a set in my mind going in. Before I go into the trade, I know how much I'm going to lose. I know how much I'm going to win. Like a rough estimate, it's not going to be exact, right? But I'm pretty much making similar amounts of money because I follow the same plan. The setup might look different, but I am not going to get into a trade if it's not a 3 to 1 risk to reward. If it's better, it's cool. If it's a 4 to 1, 5 to 1, it's cool. But if it's a 3 to 1, all right, that's the sweet spot. But anything under 2 to 1, 1 to 1, if it's 1 to 1, that's like flipping a coin. It could go either this way or that way. That is the definition of your edge. And they talk about this in Trading in the Zone. You need to define what your edge is. You need to stop focusing on the actual money and start focusing on the process. Let me touch on this as well, right? I want to actually tell you to do this next time you start trading, or next time you trade, or if you're learning, if you're paper trading with real money, doesn't matter. Next time you trade, cover the amount of money that you're up or that you're down. Hide that completely. This is another thing you could do, and it's actually skyrocketing my account. Just simply hiding how much I'm up and I'm down. Going into a trade, no matter what the numbers are, it doesn't really apply to like derivatives, like options, things like that, because you have theta, you have time decay, you have other factors that play into it. But if you're just buying and selling stock, buying, selling crypto, buying and selling ETFs, whatever, if it's something simple, you should know before going into the trade where you're exiting, where you're entering. Completely take away from your screen. Completely remove it from your screen how much you're up or you're down, because you should have a rough estimate based on your stop losses and your take profits that you set beforehand. Because I say remove the amount you're up, because when people are driven by the actual money, when they're driven by the dollar amount, they won't take profits because they're like, oh, I need $10 more and then I'll hit $1,000 on the day, or I'll hit $500 on the day, and then they don't sell at that price point because they were a couple dollars shy. They hold on and say that trend reverses. Now they're down for some reason 300 when they could have been up 990, but you were greedy on that 1,000. Completely remove that amount. Don't hide it. I know there's platforms you can hide it. I use Webull. I hide it. I don't look till after I close my position. I have a rough estimate in my mind okay, I should be up around $70 here. I should be up maybe like 100 here. All right, I'm down like 10, 15, 20 here. Like in my mind, you should know, you should have a rough estimate. But when people make decisions, this is the psychology of trading. This is the book, Trading in the Zone. It's all about the psychology. Trading is 90% psychological, mental, and then 10% actually knowing what you're doing. When people see that dollar amount, they make decisions that make no sense, right? Because say you're trading a paper account or a demo account where it's not real money. Why do you think so many traders are successful in those type of accounts? Because they follow a plan, they follow a strategy, because there's no money on the line, so there's no emotions mixed in. It's just simply, you're doing it to learn. You're doing it to not perfect, because nothing's perfect, but you're doing it to refine your strategy. So like the dollar amount has no impact. The dollar amount that you're up or that you're down has no impact. So it's the same concept that you took when you were successful in your paper trading account. You probably were. And then you're like, why is this not transferring over to my real trading account? Because you're driven by the money, and also obviously there's going to be emotions. You want to limit how much emotion is in that, which is hard because we're all human. If you're up a lot of money, probably more money than you ever made in a day, you're going to have emotions, right? Because this is a game where you could be up a lot more than you make in your 9 to 5. You could be up that in 10 minutes, or you can be down a week's worth of pay in 5. It's both sides of the coin, but you have to remove the emotion, and then going back to discipline, going back to following that strategy, going back to your edge. After set number of times doing that specific strategy, your edge, back to how it's similar to the casino, the edge will ring true after set amount of times. But don't just blindly take trades. Take trades that make sense. Have your risks or rewards. But your edge is what differentiates you from a trader that is not consistent to someone who is consistent. Is just following a set routine, even though it could be boring. Okay, this is another topic, right? If you're a good trader, trading is going to be boring to you. It just simply is. It's going to be super boring because you're doing the same thing over and over. It might be the same exact setup. I mean, nothing's exactly the same, but it's going to be very similar setups. And it's not going to seem as exciting to you because it's like, oh man, I'm winning. Like, and then people just switch shit up because they just want to switch shit up. You know you're a good, consistent trader when your trading starts to get boring, because you don't want excitement. That's emotion. You don't want the emotion that comes with that, because that shows you either your position size is too large or you're just fucking up. Like, you're just doing something you're not supposed to be doing. If there's emotion there, you're like, okay, you gotta reduce your position size. You gotta do something different. This is like a I don't even know. This is like a green flag, right? A green flag that you know you're doing the right thing when the trading becomes boring to you. When the trading becomes, and I have fun doing this, but it's not like I'm jumping out of my chair when I'm up, or I'm not crying my eyes out when I'm down. It's just like something that happens. Like, you're gonna be down, you're gonna be up. It's something that's a part of this game. You know what I'm saying? Something that's part of the game that we play. Also, right? Also, I have to look at my notes real quick, but also, I'm just talking about a little bit of everything, right? But the main gist of this is to not be focused on the money. And it's simple as this. Say you're consistent. Say you have a small ass account. You're buying one share of whatever. You're buying one share of Amazon, selling one share of Amazon. But you're consistently making whatever, couple of dollars, $5, $7. Look at me. I have a $300 to $1,000 challenge. I've doubled my account from 300 to 617. More than doubled my account. Once I get to $1,000, I'm gonna go from 3,000 to 10,000. So all those gains that I made along the way, they just add an extra zero. In my mind, it's the same process to me no matter how much money is in the account. It's gonna be the same process. So that $17, okay, say I make $17 today. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the actual money. I care about sticking to my plan. Because you know what's cool about this trading thing? I could just scale up. So say I go from $300 in my account to $3,000, just add an extra zero. So that's $17 day is now $170. I'm just gonna follow the same plan. I don't have my wins or my P&L up, so that doesn't matter to me. But I have the same mentality regardless of, okay, maybe there's 3,000, maybe there's 30,000 in the account. Now we have a $1,700 day, which is more than people make in like 2 weeks. It's the same strategy, but we're just adding more money in the account. We're just scaling up. That's why you need to learn while you're down here. Because I've gone through losing tons and tons of money. I've gone through what, maybe you've gone through this, but I've been in this game for like 7 years. But this is when the past year and a half, I've actually started to become consistent. Because the shit I'm saying, I've been doing. That's why I feel like in my mind, I have the credibility to now talk about these things, because I am now starting to do it. And I want to just show people it's not about how much money's in the account, because you can be a fucking millionaire and not know what you're doing. And you can have one day, let's say you make 10K, right? Because you fucking got lucky. But I guarantee you'll blow that account because you don't have a strategy, you don't have a plan, you don't have shit. But someone who has $300 in the account, and they've been consistently growing, consistently cutting losses at X amount, consistently taking profits at X amount, not having FOMO. I'd rather take that person with $300. Obviously, anyone would take that person $300 in the account, because the same thing applies. No matter if you have 10 million in your account or if you have $10 in your account, you do the same things. You just buy, all you do that's different is just buy more shares of it. But it's the same thing. It's not like it changes difficulty. It's not like the trading changes difficulty. People with more money just get more emotional, because instead of, let's say your stop loss on your small account was $50. On that 300 account, your stop loss is $50. Say you up it to 3,000. All right, now it's $500. That hurts a little bit more. Now say you up it to 30,000. Now you're losing $5,000. Right? If the risk to reward makes sense, then so be it. Because again, we have that edge. We have that edge that we follow. And then you can always adjust your risk to reward as well as the accounts get bigger, because obviously you don't want a fucking $5,000 loss day. So you might have higher or tighter stop losses. So that's something you can adjust as you scale up. But the moral is, it's the same thing. It's not like the chart changes because you have more in your account. It's not like you're seeing some different shit. Like the things on the screen stay exactly the same. Nothing changes. And when we're focused on money is like, I want to give like another analogy, because money like just convolutes a lot of things. It muddles like the waters, because say you do certain things for money that you normally wouldn't do if money wasn't involved. You wouldn't be working a shit ass job if it weren't for money, right? So don't think about the money. Like, I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but like, say you do something for the pet because you actually enjoy it, and money weren't a thing. You would enjoy the process a lot more than the actual outcome, because you actually enjoy the thing that you're doing. And then a side effect of you enjoying it is okay. Maybe you make some money off of it because you're passionate about the thing. If you're passionate about something, as opposed to say you and a friend, right, are doing the same exact things. Let's say it's like you're both engineers or some shit. One person truly enjoys being an engineer, the other person just fucking does it because it pays well. They could give two shits about engineering. I heard this on a video, right, and it like resonated with me. So the person who is passionate. All right, let's start with the person who doesn't give a fuck. They're just doing it for the money. The person who doesn't give a fuck about engineering, they're just gonna do it. They're gonna clock in, clock out because they have to. They're gonna do certain things because they have to. They're just gonna do it because this is the rules I need to do in order to make this X amount of money. Okay, that's not a bad way to live, but then you have the person who's actually passionate about engineering, regardless of the pay. They're going to go above and beyond to learn everything they can about engineering. They're going to look at blogs. They're going to look at articles. They're going to look at, it'll be 2 a.m. They'll have some article that they read on how to manufacture this or whatever type of engineering. But they're going to go above and beyond because they actually enjoy that thing because they're process driven. And therefore, it's going to be reflected in the outcome. So the same thing applies with trading, bro. If you do it for just simply because it pays you, bro, you're not going to follow a strategy because you're not actually passionate about the process. I'm not saying you got to love it, but like you got to, like me, I love it enough where I'm tired as fuck right now, but I want to, whatever knowledge I do have, I want to spread to the world. And this is more so like a journal. This is a virtual journal for me to like look back on when I hit X amount, when I'm driving this or when I'm doing this. I want to be able to look back and be like, yo, you remember when we were here? So this is something for me as well as for other people to learn. But I'm so passionate about the thing, like regardless of how tired I am or whether I want to do it or not, I'm still going to do it regardless. And the same, it applies to trading, bro. It applies to, if you're process driven, if you're driven on, we're going to follow this set plan, this structure, no matter how much money you're making or not. Like if you're passionate about it, you're going to trade with paper money. You're going to learn the actual skill as opposed to someone who's just doing it for money. They're just going to put all their fucking money in and hope and pray that that trade goes right. It's like yin and the yang. I don't know if I explained it as well as I wanted to in my mind, but I think that message will resonate. And let me just open my notes. I don't even want to cut the vid at all. I just want to like just go straight into it. And again, right? This thing that we do as traders, it's all probability. You just want to put yourself in the best chance of that thing occurring. Again, your edge. But it's not going to happen every single time. Losses are going to happen. But the thing where people fuck up is they don't have risk management. Risk management is the key to everything. Because we all know how to make money. We all know how to win, right? In sports and life, like we all know how to be happy. But like, what do you do when you fucking lose money? Do you have that revenge mindset? Do you let your account draw down more than you said it was prior to getting into the trade? Are you emotional? Are you like, what do you do in those times when you're fucking down? Do you let the account just ride down past your stop loss, your mental stop loss? Because all those successes, all those wins, right, can all be erased because one trade you didn't follow the plan. As opposed to losing $200, you're now down like 3,000 because you thought it was gonna reverse because you didn't follow a plan because you're just driven by how much money you can make as opposed to be driven by the actual process. So I'm gonna end it with this. Stop being motivated by the money. Stop being motivated by like how much you can make. Be motivated by the process of actually learning, actually looking at the charts and learning, actually wanting to know certain strategies. In my case, I like to trade reversals or breakouts. For you, it could be something completely different. Learn different strategies, try them out, but don't just try it for a day. And if it doesn't work, bounce around. Try it for, you need to have a little bit of volume there to see if it works or not. Try different things, but don't focus on the money. Focus on the skill. The money is a side effect of you learning the skill. The money is a symptom. I don't even want to say side effect. That sounds like a negative thing. The money is like a byproduct, right? The money you make is a byproduct of the skill that you're learning. And like it'll it's so easier to scale up. You just need more money. It's easy to scale up. But back to like what I was saying, I'd rather take the kid who has $300 in an account who can grow 300 to 1,000. I'd rather take that kid than the kid who has $10 million in his account but doesn't fucking know what the fuck he's doing and just getting lucky. It's easy to get. It's not easy, but you can get lucky here and there with trading. But ultimately, you don't have an edge, so you'll lose all your money. So I'll leave you guys with that. It was a little bit longer one. Just wanted to be 100% raw, no Diddy, and hopefully provided some value. So stay tuned. More market analysis. But I like to switch it up with doing like these type of talks as well. But again, growing the account from 300 to 1,000. We're currently at 617, so we more than double the account. And then once I get to 1,000, then we'll go from 3,000 to 10,000. And then just leave a comment below. Let me know what challenges in the future, any tips, anything you want to chat about. But stay tuned. Peace.